Okay, so it's December 20th. It's starting to rain again. Alright? Seriously. Okay? See all that crap out there? That's what the plumbers left behind as they were, what do you call that? Sump pumping out their little hose out the window, all that sewage water. Whatever. I haven't had a chance to go clean up their mess yet. Okay? I'm just saying. I talked to my landlord because those guys came and they did what they could. Right? They want to take this off and put a door that swings. I said, no, it could be too complicated, right? Not right now. Like, just... And then, garbage. Well, yeah, because everything got moved, put over there. Somebody came, Andre came in here and started rooting around. Well, who cares if my shit gets fucking ruined, right? All these boxes and shit. I said, once I get downstairs, you know that, right? Right? It's like, whatever the fuck. I'm going to take it downstairs, sort it out in the fucking garage, because this porch is useless. You can see what's going on here. Andre did manage to put that stuff back up, but besides that point, you know, I said, no, what you guys can do is you can do the basement, and when you're done with the carpet, and you rip up whatever you do, you can take those rotten stairs with you, and you can take them all out at the same time. You can come back in the spring, and put fucking stairs on in the springtime, because I'm not trying to stress out my landlord. Pay. Whatever. Those are not my fucking stairs. They've been rotten for a long time. Remember when the social workers came because of the loose screw? Alright? Remember that fucking bullshit crap that I had to go through with the loose screw? Well, isn't it interesting that the loose screw is still intact? It's still intact. Look, the rail is still there. Yeah, whatever. I'm just waiting for my son to leave because I'm tired of my shit getting ruined all the time. Anyway, it's starting to rain again, and when those guys came to work on the door, right, versus focusing on what they were supposed to focusing on, you know, they're trying to guilt trip me, you got garbage there, take that out too, you know. I said, yeah, don't worry, I will be dealing with that when when I get downstairs, because I'm going to move it down here, sort it out, not like it's going to be dry here, because it won't be, but whatever. What's salvageable will be salvageable. What's not salvageable will go into the freaking garbage. What's new? So I hear the rain, people. I hear the freaking rain and I panic. And I told those guys when they came, the rain was like coming in. The water was already up to here when they came. Right here. This fucking water, I showed them the water line. This was in 4 o'clock in the morning, and you know what my landlord's saying? Oh, you're lying. These guys came. You just keep using the pump. Just keep using the pump. I said, Miss Gill, that pump is too small, man. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's dark. It's freezing fucking cold. The water's coming in. It's like it gets up to like almost 1.5 feet fucking high, people. I said, Alex doesn't have the snake. Last year, she wouldn't even give Alex $100 for coming here at 5:30 in the morning when she was in India on some parade. October of 2024. If it wasn't for him, the basement would have been completely flooded. Completely. That pump is too small. Just keep using the pump. You're lying to me. Why are you lying to me? No, Mrs. Gill, I'm not lying to you. You just want the fucking basement so that you can, make more money? Maybe I'd like to organize my fucking life so that I can die in peace. I was in the yard for 12 fucking years. I gave up my fucking life. What part does she not understand? I never got to sew. I didn't even eat good. I never got to go to the fucking doctor in time to get my fucking medicine. For my eyes, I went blind. I lived in the yard, people. I was the only one that ever fixed her fucking fences for her. What, is that my fault? Now, look at it. Does she care if I got hoodlums running the fucking all these homeless people going in and out? Well, no, of course not. Anything to irritate her. Why are you calling me a liar? If you're telling me I have to use the pump all the time as soon as the rain comes, but yet you're calling me a liar? Oh, there wasn't that much water in there when they were there. Well, yeah, because they were here during the day, and the water was over here. Come at 4 o'clock in the morning when the water's over here. You know? Or when it's right at the fucking door. Or it's coming up to that little crack behind the door because it can't go down the drain. And those guys, well, how many people are in the house? You, one? Just you? What does it matter to you? You guys are just the repair guys. You always breaking shit. I'm afraid for them to come and do anything. They're gonna break something. So they can go back and she costing me more money because now the pipe is broken. Or this is broken. Well, I didn't break it. Your fucking workers break shit. They didn't come when they were supposed to come, right? Because they knew it was the fucking city pipe. As soon as they looked at it and what was coming out of that pipe, they knew. And they dragged it out. But they didn't come when they were supposed to come. Because they're not legitimate fucking plumbers. And if they are, they only come in after work with company equipment. That's why that guy was laughing. Laughing. Oh, you're going to sleep on shit tonight. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, because it already flooded. Because you guys were 29 hours late. As soon as you looked at it, you could tell it was city sewage. You knew. You're quote-unquote plumbers. But no, you had to drag it out all damn day long. But it was too late. Because you showed up too late. And now you got my landlord accusing me of lying because you damn well fucking know. So Andre and I are bound to this teeny wee little fucking pump all winter long. All winter long. As my landlord's going to accuse me of this and accuse me of that. And tell me I don't pay enough fucking rent. Look at this. I'm getting rid of this. Look at this. So yeah, January, she asking for more rent, tells my son to go outside, right? This January 1st, right, of this year, 2025. Okay, he goes outside, he starts working, even though it's freaking January. What? Wants to please her, keep her happy. And what happens on January 12th? The city of Surrey shows up with some Punjabi guy with a black freaking turban, says, get rid of everything, get rid of everything, get rid of everything. As Mrs. Gill comes in saying, now get rid of everything. Okay, we know that fiasco. It ends up costing me $2,150, right? I just finished fucking paying for it. Okay. Right? And I don't get a receipt. I don't get an official receipt to see what was fucking in that bin. Although we already know what was in that bin. Right? We're, estimated $8,000 to $10,000 worth of stuff. I have no one to do any repairs around here now as the fences are falling down. Blah, 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 blah. Right? I'm expected to go outside fucking anytime it rains and it starts to fill up. These guys weren't even here for an hour working on that back door, and by the time they went down the stairs, there was already that much water starting to fill up, coming into the garage, right? And they're like, oh, well, blah. And I'm like, well, you tell Mrs. Gill that, because the guy one time 4 years ago, he snaked that pipe, one of her guys, and he said, it needs to be snaked out every year. I try and get her to do it. She never does, right? You know what I'm saying? Now she just expects Andre and I to be running around at 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning, 2 o'clock in the fucking morning, up and down the stairs, getting soaking fucking wet in freezing freaking weather, right? So that we can run a little pump that barely works, right? As our hearts are going like this, you know what I'm saying? And she wants to accuse me of lying. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna record this shit the next time it fucking happens, okay? Alright? I don't care. It's gonna be dark, but you'll hear it. If you can't see it, you'll fucking hear the water. Alright? That's our job. Okay, that's our job. Yeah, right. And because we do that, right, we have no choice, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm lying. Okay, so, all right. So January, get rid of everything in the yard. Get rid of everything in the yard. Okay, I lose $8,000, $10,000 worth of play equipment, weather-worn wood, 2x4s, 2x2s, 1x1s, whatever. Children's toys, a whole bunch of non-profit shit because that guy just wanted everything. A lot of my plant. Okay, my tools, my fucking hoses, my sprinklers, they're all gone. Okay. And then this shit happens, right? With them not showing up under an emergency situation. Because if they would have showed up that day when Mrs. Gill called them, they would have seen it was fucking city shit. And whatever was going on would have been shut off right away before they even left that day. And it never would have flooded, people. It never would have flooded. But that wasn't the plan. The plan was to let it fucking flood, show up the next day, drag it out, act like you didn't know what it was all about until 7:30 at night. After you accused me of causing trouble because I took a 30-second fucking video to record what was going on down there in terms of that gaping hole with the sewage around it. City sewage at that. There's a difference between a lump of poop and sewage. Complete difference. And then phone Mrs. Gill and get Mrs. Gill to come after me because I'm interrupting what they're doing. No, you had 29 hours to do it. If you would have been real, honest to God, human beings, you would have showed up that day when she called and you would have had that fucking pipe shut off at the freaking valve and none of that would have happened. But that's not the plan. Because it makes more sense to flood out the basement so they can evict the tenant just like that. Oh, the basement got flooded with poo, so now you gotta get everything out of there. Okay, we've only been down there for 15 fucking years. I'm sorry, 15 boo-boo years, and now you want us to get everything out in the middle of winter into a garage that floods? So your guys can come in and do what? Break something? And then blame us for it? A shady, shoddy job? And then blame us for it? Because you know they don't want you moving the shit back in because they want the house people. You come to fix the back window that's been busted up ever since I moved in. It's on its last freaking legs. Right? And you're asking me how many people live in this house. Well, I don't know. Is it really any of your business? What? Don't rock no boats. Okay? Oh, is it just you by yourself? Excuse me? Are you a stalker? Are you the one creeping my yard? Huh? Is that why you want to know whether I'm in the house by myself or not? Does it matter that I got grandkids? Maybe my son might want to come back home. Maybe he moved into some shoddy little place with broken water pipes. Welcome to my world, Marcane. Right? You know what I'm saying? Right? Crappy this and crappy that and this, that. Just a whole bunch of crap, and you're paying for fucking crap. Maybe my son wants to come back home after you guys are done doing what you're doing. Being that you told him to get rid of everything. Throw everything out. Just take it out of the basement. Where the hell was he supposed to take it? So was that just an eviction? But they didn't put the word eviction in front of it? Why are we the ones having to pay for this shit by being evicted from our house? So that they can maximize on their dollar as they put in some Syrian family with 7 to 9 people upstairs with another 5 or 7 downstairs? Get their $4,500 a month so they can go hop on a freaking airplane and socialize with their peers in some other country? Or maybe buy organs when you need them so they can live a long, prosperous life. Well, you got your tenants that you don't like because they don't pay enough money even though they gave up their life for you, out in the rain at 4 o'clock in the morning, dealing with a flood in the fucking garage that's that far from the door if it's not coming up from a little seam behind the other side of the door. Because I told them, if that pipe clogs up, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That rain is going into the garage one way, or into the basement one way or the other. It's either going to go through the door, or there's a crack in the cement on the other side of the door. I'll show you next time I go down there. And it comes up through there. And it just spreads out. So you don't get it from one, you get it from two. That water. And I'm being accused of lying. Because those workers that are working in his house feel that they have a right to evict not only my son, because that's basically what they did with their negligence, by not showing up when they were supposed to, because they knew that if it had something to do with the city, they knew if it had something to do with the city, with sewage, it was just a matter of time before it would flood the basement, because they've seen that crap before happen through this property development crap. So they just let it happen. They just let it happen. And then they showed up the next day just pretending to do something about it. And now they're going in for the kill. Oh, well, she lying because there was only that much water when we were there. Well, yeah, you were here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when there was barely any rain. When there was barely any rain. Just use the pump. We do. But sometimes the pump is not strong enough. And if the power goes out, we're hooped. You have to clean the drain. Oh, you're lying. You're lying. Am I lying? No, I'm not lying. Get rid of everything. Now that the basement's been flooded out with shit from the city because my guys were negligent to show up when I called them on time, to show up immediately with an emergency. They did not take me serious on the phone when I said it's an emergency. Go. And they didn't. They had to wait 29 hours before they showed up. Okay? And then when they showed up, they didn't show up with nothing. Nothing. They had to go back and get a little snake. But whatever, the damage had already been done. Everything else after that was just a gong show. It was just fake. Because after that was the big ticket item. Oh, now that the basement has been flooded with city sewage, you have to take everything out. Everything. Oh, so you're giving my son a 1-day eviction notice. Basically, that's what you've done. Him and his wife. In terms of the majority of what was down there. We'll say 3/4. They had to take out their 3/4 of their belongings, which was all their belongings, just in order to repair the bullshit. Because of plumbers not showing up on time. As they're now getting my landlord accusing me of lying. So that they can make her mad at me and then what? Force me out? So that they can move in with their buddies? Stack and pack their buddies? Is that what it is? A bunch of group of Punjabis want the house now? Is that it? Whether upstairs, downstairs, or both floors? Is that what's going on here? Or are they going to rent to a Syrian family that's federally funded, right? With federal funds and subsidies and government provincial subsidies and funds and blah, 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 so they can, what? Cover up what they did downstairs after they repair everything and get their money back within less than half a year and make twice as much off the rent after they get rid of me? Is that what's going on here? Because they effectively got rid of my son unless he decides to move back. Right? Because he's not happy where he is. He can't sleep. Because whoever's up on the main floor is a bunch of noisy people with a bunch of noisy kids that are constantly flushing a toilet with the pipe going right down the wall in the bedroom that he sleeps in. So he can't sleep. And he's a tree cutter. and he climbs trees. Oh, Mrs. Gill's going to call. Oh, well, I need your son to cut a tree. Well, he can't, Mrs. Gill. Why? Because he's dead now. He fell out of a tree because he was tired, because he was forced out of his home, even though I fight with my son. The point is, he wasn't ready to move out. I wasn't ready to have him move out. But because of what your guys did, he had no choice, because you said take out everything. Well, we didn't get everything out, but you got a whole lot of it out, right? And it needs to be done in increments. It needs to be, you can't just have your guys come in, take off the carpet, maybe or maybe not take off a few floorboards and change them, and then just cover up black mold because they're too lazy to clean the cement, right? Right? I'm going to tell them, look, there's like, that's black mold underneath. You took off the floorboard. That's black mold. It needs to be cleaned. Well, oh no, we're the I don't know, restoration crew. You're the same fucking crew that's been coming around ever since I moved into this house, and you're just going to cover up the black mold, and what? And I'm supposed to feel good about that, whether I live here or whether I move, knowing that the next people that move in are going to be walking on black mold under the floorboards because the guys that did the repairs didn't repair it properly, being that they didn't even come to care enough to make sure that that shit wouldn't happen in the first place. As they're now putting Mrs. Gill on me, lying about a pipe that she knows is a problem, has been a problem. You were willing to change that pipe after Alex did whatever, but that was just talk. That's all that was. It's not like you did anything about it. It's not like anybody did anything about it. Right? You wanted Marcaine to bust up the ground and get it down, however, get to that pipe. He couldn't do it. He doesn't know how to do that crap. So it just got left, right? Alex said, cut the tree. Marcaine asked for her to go get a tree license to cut the tree. That never happened. She told him to do it. He couldn't do it. He wasn't the homeowner. He can't get a tree cutting license to cut down a tree when he's just the tenant. That has to come from the homeowner. He said if she gets the license, I'll cut the tree, but she never did. And now, so now Andre and I are expected to live for the next 4 or 5 months, going up and down the stairs, all hours of the day. Could be 2 o'clock in the afternoon if the heavy rains come, or it could be 2, 3, 4, or 5 in the morning when the heavy rains come. And we're required to deal with the problem as it floods with a pump that's not big enough. And if the hydro goes out, again, what? She's going to come and say, why did the basement flood out? I just put in new carpet. I just did this. I'm going to say, well, Mrs. Gill, I told you. Yeah, but you were lying. No, I wasn't lying. You see, that's the thing. I have no reason to lie. She hung up on me. I phoned her back. She wouldn't answer the phone, so I phoned her cell. And I left a message to say, I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to lie. It's nothing for them to snake out that pipe. It's nothing for them to snake out that pipe, people. That's what they do. It's the same guys that broke the mainline pipe out in the front when they were screwing around in the basement. It took me years to get that basement bathroom fixed properly. At first, Mrs. Gill told me to get somebody cheap. Yeah, right. I tried 3 times, 2 times. I don't know, 2 times for sure, maybe 3. I'd have to go into my videos. Nothing worked, nothing worked. And even still, the pipe in the laundry room kept backing up. So they came to snake out the pipe in the laundry room. They did their little scope, and I don't know what the hell they did, but they decided to change the joint in the bathroom, so they started chiseling out the cement to change it, and as they did that, they broke the mainline pipe out on the road. Okay? Those are the plumbers that came and did what they did where the sewage got all over the place. And now she's using that against me. And looking for anything to say, what? I'm lying? The guy was standing in a foot of water. Did he tell you that? Oh, it wasn't that bad. Yes, it was, Mrs. Gill. It was getting bad. It was, if it would have kept raining within an hour or two, that water would have been up by the door. Oh, just put sandbags there. You don't understand. The water will go around and it will still go underneath. Plus, on the other side of the door, if that pipe in the back is clogged, the water comes up to the crack in the laundry room because there's nowhere for it to go. That has nothing to do with lying. So it floods out the basement, and then what? It's my fault? Because I didn't use the pump? Yeah, okay, I don't think so. So we have to stay up all night long between Andre and I when it rains, not including during the day, to keep an eye on it. And there's no guarantee that we can control it, and that's the point. We can't control it. Because if the rains get real heavy, the pump is not strong enough. If the hydro goes out and the rains don't stop, we're hooped. Yeah. It took one day of negligence from somebody's part to evict my son, where now I'm being attacked. Yeah. Because I want to use the basement to liquidate what I own before I leave. Being that I've already lost tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff living in this house. For one reason or another. I have a lot of food down there. I have a lot of fabric down there. Right? I'm going to move things down. I'm going to either sell them, use them, or give them away. Yep. I'm going to do a little cooking class. I wouldn't call it a cooking class, but it's kind of like a cooking class. So I can start utilizing the food. I'm going to stop buying bread and use the wheats that I have. Right? Or whatever, or whatever, or whatever. Right? So I can pay my rent with or without somebody living downstairs. Okay? And if it's going to be somebody, it's going to be somebody quiet. Not a whole bunch of guys or whatever going in and out, in and out, in and out. Like, no. No. I need that basement. I've been kind of pushed out of it for the last couple of years because of my son's wife. But whatever. Now that I got it back, I get a chance to put my life back together for a little while and sort it out. And right? Cut my losses here. Whatever, or just Andre gets to learn some new skills, or whatever. But I'm being set up. I'm being set up, and I will talk about it as it happens. I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie. So anytime this garage starts flooding, these videos are going to get long on it. Long. I'm going to document how the freaking garage floods. It's nothing for these guys to come and snake that out. You see, that's the thing. That's what they do. They're handymen. They're jack of all trades. They're not really a professional per se to their trade, as they have lots of different trades, and they troubleshoot, or they purposely, I say, break things to make things worse, to make it so it's harder on the tenant or whatever, and then they kind of blame the tenant for it for one reason or another. Right? Like it's my fault that I'm not willing to go outside and freeze my ass off with pouring rain, right? In the middle of winter, trying to hold back a flood, right? If I call her at 4 a.m, what, is she going to accuse me of lying that the garage is flooding out, going into the basement? And then what? I can't stand it no more. You need to get out. Why? That's not my fault. That's your fault because you've had a year to snake out. You've had over a year to do something with that pipe. You could have cut the tree. You could have snaked it out then. Anything. Anything. You could have done, right? That's what those guys do. They know how to do everything. That's the problem. They do too many things, and sometimes they go out of their way to break things on purpose, or they leave things too long so that this happens. They didn't snake it up, just like they left the bathroom with that sewage pipe, with the sewage coming up through whatever. They left it for 29 hours before they really dealt with it, and even then they couldn't deal with it because they already knew what it was. There's a difference between human poo that comes out of your body and it's clogged the toilet compared to sewage coming up through the pipe. It looks completely different. It smells completely different. It reacts completely different. They knew, okay, why they were standing there looking at that hole trying to figure out what the hell was going on when they already knew, and that's the point. They already knew, people. That's why that guy was laughing, because he knew, oh, you're going to be sleeping on shit. Yeah, because it flooded already. It had already flooded into the underneath the floorboards. Already had flooded. You knew. I went down there yesterday. I haven't been down there in weeks because I've been leaving it alone with Marina, right? Just letting them do whatever they want, right? To get out, right? My son doesn't want to go, right? He regrets it already. I don't want him to go. But he's been evicted from his house, people, through negligence. Somebody is negligent enough with an intent to get an immediate eviction for what? If you're willing to fix the basement, quote unquote, change carpets, quite possibly floorboards or whatever, why would you want to leave the garage in the state that it is with that pipe back there with that drain so it can flood out into the laundry room and then go under the floorboards and start molding and whatever and all over again? What is the point of changing carpets, floorboards, to clean up sewage, water, bacteria? You can get typhoid from that, people, and other serious diseases. So it needs to be cleaned up properly. And I told those guys, we'll start in this room and then we'll work, because I have to move things from room, right? Because, right? I haven't been able to use downstairs. Now I can. And they don't want me to. They feel I'm not entitled to have that. I haven't done anything wrong. So what? You're going to accuse me of lying and make yourself mad at me as you have these guys come looking for things to complain about as they do shady jobs. As they do shady jobs. With purpose to cause trouble. For me. Not for them. Because they empower Mrs. Gill to accuse me of something. You're lying. Yeah, okay, Mrs. Gill, I'll take a video each and every time it rains and Andre and I are outside dealing with that water with a little pump that barely works, and when the hydro goes out, I'll make sure that I have flashlights, not because we need it for the inside, right? Who cares about the inside of the house, right? We'll just make sure that we have the flashlights for the garage, okay? Seriously. You know, I already lost one flashlight. I lost a flashlight, Andre. So stressed out. Where did it go? Here. Okay? I got these two anyway. And if the basement gets flooded out after you put your carpet in and you do whatever, as you harass me, make me feel bad for things that are not my fault. If I got rotten shit up on my fucking cardboard boxes that are falling apart, well, when those cardboard boxes went out on the porch, they were nice and dry, and that porch leaks like a damn sieve. And I haven't been able to go downstairs. I haven't been able to, now you're right. So I'm saying, Andre, I said, put him all in a pile, try and, cover it up with the tarp. He couldn't find the tarp. So it just got rained on, right? People trashing and pulling things, raccoons digging and whatever. And Andre went in there looking for something. And I'm like, the hell with it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll worry about it after Marcane moves out. I've already talked to Muggsy about coming and helping to move that stuff down the stairs. Because when I start moving a few things from upstairs, downstairs, I have to move the freezer, right? So that's got to go anyway. I don't need you to tell me. Besides that point, you know, just make sure that when you guys come, when you leave, when you rip up the carpet and you rip up this and you rip, do not leave that wood here. Do not leave that rotten carpet here. Don't leave anything here, because if you do, we know is somebody's going to call the city on me and say it's my garbage, and then I will be the one that will get another citation, and it becomes my problem and another reason for them to evict me. And so I told him, like, you guys, when you do that, you take everything, you take it with you, and since you're here, you know, because they're looking at the stairs. What? I guess I broke the stairs? No, I did not break those stairs. When you're here, you guys can dismantle the stairs and take that rotten wood with you as well, because I'm not paying for it like I did with the last load with all the beams from underneath the basement there, because my son did the garage and there was beams there from the fucking garage that I paid for to be hauled out of here on top of whatever, right? They had 2 years to help me to fucking figure this shit out. They don't. I'm trapped, people. I'm trapped, people. I am so trapped. I have never experienced anything like this in my life. And it's going to be a long winter. Right up until spring. Right up until spring. I just get scared when I hear the rain. I don't want to be calling her at 4 o'clock in the morning. And that's assuming that my phone works. And that's assuming that she even answers the phone now. Because I'm lying. Yeah, you were standing in a foot of water, mucking around with that pump, and the only thing that you told Mrs. Gill is that we just need to keep using the pump. And that wasn't even very much rain. It wasn't heavy, and it only rained for an hour. And there was already that much. And it was already creeping into the garage by by a quarter of the garage. When you're getting into 3/4 of the garage and you only got a quarter or so left before it's at the door, or it's at the door, in terms of the water going into the laundry room, what happens when the water hits the furnace? I was so scared that night, I had Andre turn off the furnace. I'm not doing anything wrong. So, if you're a tenant, just be aware that if you live, I don't know. If you're a tenant, all it takes is for the wheelers and dealers, aka gang stalkers in the community, because they work under more than one group. Like, I really want to know who's responsible for that pipe. Was it those guys down there at the corner with them starting busting up in the summertime, where sewage smell was starting to come up through the cold water pipe? And again, I was scared to call the city because of the harassment from them, because of the ongoing targeting of me, because they want the house for more money, right? As they abuse me to get it, and accuse me of this and accuse me of that, without actually helping me, like in terms of the yard or whatever it is, right? Because everybody's got their side of the story, right? Okay? Or was it the dump trucks and the gravel trucks, 7 in a row, for years and years and years, that put stress on that pipe, right? That clearly started to shift and do something in the summertime when they started busting up the corner over there, okay? Or was it these guys that were out in the front digging holes, laying new pipes, as those guys over there at the corner were still busting up shit, and that was just the straw that broke the camel's back? Or was it maybe a creeper coming into the yard at wee hours of the morning and took something, and these guys, they know where these pipes are, people. They know, okay? I watched them. They know. They knew exactly where that pipe was after they done doing whatever they were doing. And jimmied it, jimmied it where it finally gave way. So that this could happen, so that my son could be evicted within 24 hours from a home that he's been living in for 15 years. As his mother is now being stalked and attacked. How about that? As his mother, right? And his nephews are now being stalked and basically attacked. Maybe not physically, not very aggressively, but when you are standing in a pile of water, mucking around with a dinky little pump that's no bigger than this, and you know it's not big enough, and you refuse to listen to what the person is saying, but you want to sick the landlord on the tenant so that you can maybe, gain access to have your homies, your homeboys, move into the basement after you evict me up from the upstairs now that you got rid of my son? Because of negligence, wherever that negligence is coming from, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So, I don't know. Do I phone the Landlords and Tenancy Act branch? I'm thinking to phone the Landlords and Landlords and Tenancy Act branch to find out if any cases have been coming in where tenants are being flooded out of their homes with sewage and then basically getting immediate evictions because now the landlord wants to go in and do quote-unquote repairs. Because that's all it took. And if so, what happened? What's happening around that? Because the guy that was in the basement at 11:30 mopping up that sewage, sucking it out the window where all that crap is out there, he told me this is happening more than you think because of property development. Oh, okay. So if you want to target a house to maximize on the dollar amount in terms of rent gouging, just jimmy a few pipes along the way? Let nature take its course? I don't know. All I know is that my son got an immediate eviction. Get everything out. Take out everything. Take out everything. I'm like, well, where do you expect him to put it, Mrs. Gill? It's not that simple. And why? Why? It's not my fault. Well, I know it's not your fault, but you're definitely capitalizing off of it. The investment that you spend on doing whatever it is that you do, assuming that it even gets done properly, right? In terms of disinfecting the cement, making sure there's no sewage on the cement before you cover it back up, right? I mean, that in itself is a job, right? And if you're cutting corners, right, and you don't care because it's just a rental, why wouldn't you just cover it back up and say that you did a good job when in fact you didn't? Being that you mistreated the tenant before, the one that lived there before, because you already got the basement out and now you're going for the upstairs. That's what's happening here, people. It's bullshit. It's total bullshit. You want me to throw out $15,000 worth of food? And for what? So you can go to your temple and brag on how you feed the community? Yeah, okay. What community are you feeding when you're throwing out vulnerable families out into God knows what? Because you don't even want to snake out a pipe that you know that's been needed to be snaked out for years. It's not that she doesn't want to do it. She wants to use it against me. She wants Andre and I outside freezing our asses off so that what? I get tired and move? Okay. Okay, so just to be clear, a night of terror. Okay? It was December 17th, I think. Wait, no, posted. Let's just see. Yeah. Okay? That's when Andre and the hydro went out. It went out for a long time, too, people. She's accusing me of lying. Okay? Because her guys came, oh, I don't know. I think it was the 19th, Andre. Because I didn't call her. I was so stressed out. I didn't call her. Because I've been calling her, right? Like, I've been calling her since, like, the 16th or whatever to have them come fix this door, right? And to change the light in the front because Amari had a seizure, right? And when the paramedics came at 1:30 in the morning, you couldn't see nothing by the front steps because there's no light, right? Because the light fixture is broken. So I've been asking her to get that fixed, at least that, and the back door so I can open up the back door. So I've been having to call her, right? And she's asking me, well, has Marcane moved out yet? You know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, not yet. No, right? He's working and there's only so much time and he's doing it for himself. As if, okay? So because she's telling me to get rid of everything in the basement. And I'm like, well, no, it's not that simple, Mrs. Gill. I can't get rid of everything in the basement. And whatever Marcane's doing, it's just taking some time, right? So there's nothing I can do. Because she's trying to make it sound like her guys are going to come in and just fix the basement as if it was an empty suite. Yeah, okay. So anyway, a night of terror, that was December. This is where she's accusing me of lying. Okay? I'm sitting in the freaking dark in this video. I'll add this video into this description link, and I'll see if I can pull up those 2 clips with the garage flooding. Okay? And then eventually the hydro goes out for hours. It was out for like 5-6 hours. And I'm telling you people, if it would have continued to rain, that basement under those subfloors would have been completely flooded. Completely. And okay, so then these guys, they come, I guess on the 18th, 19th. They came on the 19th. Okay? They came on the 19th. Because I didn't call her, right? I was so stressed out. Because I've been calling her. I've already been calling her, right? So I don't want to bug her. So I left it for a day. So I didn't call her on the 18th, right? And then I called her again on the 19th. And finally they came, right? They came during the day. And it was starting to rain when they came. And they were here for an hour messing around with that glass door. Because it's so messed up, right? And I'm saying just keep it simple, you know, just whatever, make it so I can use it. I don't want a normal door on there because it's going to make it too difficult and you're going to make, just, no, not at this point. Like, we'll deal with that, we'll talk about that in the spring when you guys are working on the stairs because clearly they're looking at the stairs and I'm like, yeah, you can just take that wood with you when you're done with the basement and then I don't have to worry about garbage piling up in the yard and then the city being called on me as if that's my fault because it's not my fucking fault and that's been the pattern over the years, people. Okay, the garbage piles up from the repairs, whether it was from the kitchen when they ripped up the kitchen. A lot of that I used, you know, for floorboards out in the, you know, sheds and stuff. But a lot of that I had to carry next door to the dumpster into the you know, all the cupboards and stuff, the rotten, because they ripped out the whole kitchen, right? So all those cupboards and stuff, I had to bust them up and then pile them up, and then I was sneaking off to the bin at the subsidized building across the street, and I was throwing it into their bin, and then I got into trouble from them because I was bringing that crap over there, because as I was also putting it into the garbage cans out here, because I was trying to, but nobody else was helping me to get rid of it, and that was just all kitchen cupboards, and floorboards, and whatever else they ripped up out of the freaking kitchen, okay? And I guess not all of it got thrown out. Either or. They showed up on the 19th, they changed the window, and as they were out there for about an hour, it was raining, and it was starting to fill up. So by the time they got into the garage, there was already a foot of water coming in. No disputing it. Then the guy started mucking around with that little pump. turned it on, agreed that there was a problem with the drain, said that they would talk to Mrs. Gill about it. Clearly they were lying to me because I phoned her today because it started to rain and I don't want to phone her at 4 in the morning, people. In the dark. No lights, no hydro. With the garage now flooding right up to the door, if not going into the laundry room, and I can't stop it. I thought I'd phone her today, remind her that it needs to be done, and she started accusing me of lying and saying that the problem wasn't that bad because those guys said so. This is messed up. Why? Do they want the basement? Is that what it is? They want to move in their 7-man crew? Is that it? Is that what they want? If I can't have it, I'm sorry. If they can't have it, I can't have it. And these are the people that are going to be fixing the basement? Doing a good job? Do you honestly think they're going to do a good job? I'm going to phone Mrs. Gill. I'm going to say, Mrs. Gill, they're just trying to cover up mold. They ripped off a few floorboards. They can see that the cement is all gross and gooey and smelly and moldy, and they don't want to wash it with bleach and water. They don't want to clean it. They just want to cover it up. Oh, you're going to scare them away. You're complaining too much. You don't pay for it. Get out of the basement. I'll be like, get out of the basement. This is my shit's down there. I'm going to be using the basement. Amari's coming down there to roll around on a mat so I can see how he reacts to it. I'm going to do some sewing finally after all these years. I've got people willing to help me sew shit. But no, instead, these so-called, I don't know what, Punjabis just want me to throw everything out into the garage so they can come in and say, well, you're a pig because all your shit's all piled up in the garage, all molded. Well, I wonder why. Just get rid of it. Get rid of everything. Who does that? They steal too! The last time they were downstairs working in the bloody bathroom, ruined the mainline pipe because they're rushing and just, I don't know what the hell they did. All they know is they caused a lot of trouble, cost a lot of money to my landlord. Landlord got mad at me, used that against me, held it against me so she didn't have to fix anything else because she had to pay for the plumber's mistake, even though it seems like they're her family. They're not plumbers. I don't know what they are. They stole the big bin full of fabric from Shemai's room. Somebody, not one. I'm not saying they all steal. One. Because they come in with so many of them. 5, 7. Fucking in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. These guys aren't doing anything. They're just going in and out, in and out. One of them walked off with one of my big fucking bins full of fucking fabric. So I have to lock shit up when they're here doing what they're doing so they can't go in there and walk off with my food buckets. And I hope the hell they don't walk off with the ones that are in my kitchen. As they're plotting and scheming how to get me evicted immediately. I'm sorry, you can't flood the upstairs full of fucking shit. Like you did with my son. And then call me the liar. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now it's raining, right? December 16th, right? 2025. Fucking shit's starting to flood, man. Seriously.
Okay, everyone, so this is how bad it's gotten over the night. It is 1 a.m. in the morning right now. This thing's deep. I'm going inside to the garage for me to get some better boots because my boots are soaked. But yeah, this thing's deep, so we're gonna have to walk through here. Oh dear. Oh god. Yeah. That's bad. Coming up. Very close here. Getting very close to the door. Very comfortably close. Yeah. First pump. Getting all, oh boy.